Okay, another method function in the JavaScript library, get context. We'll learn all about that later too. Now I'm going to use that context variable I created, dot fill style, to define a color that I want my rectangle to be filled in. I'm going to say equals quote hash 00cc00 quote semicolon. Don't forget the semicolon. Again, remember, we're speaking JavaScript now. We're not speaking inside here. We're speaking JavaScript. HTML is made up of tags. JavaScript is not. You can see this is JavaScript. It doesn't have any tags in it. Okay, fill style defines a color, and I'm going to be coloring in my rectangles with. I'm using hex code here, hash sign hex code. You may know about hex code. If you haven't learned about it, don't worry, you will in this class and in other classes like your Photoshop class. Hex code just defines colors. The first two characters define the amount of red in the color. Next two characters define the amount of green in the color. And the last two characters define the amount of red, RGB. I'm only making a green rectangle right now, so I've got a lot of green using hex notation. I'm just making a green color right now, just like my example code in the lesson. And finally, I'm going to use that context object I created to make a 2D. Fill rect. Yes, this is case sensitive, by the way. Make sure fill style has a lowercase f, uppercase S. Make sure fill rect has a lowercase f, uppercase R. Variable names are case sensitive too. Everything's case sensitive in JavaScript. Context fill rect, open round bracket, 0, 0 is the XY location of where the rectangle first corner is, comma 150, comma 150 is the opposite corner of the rectangle. We'll talk more about that later. Close round bracket, semicolon. Don't forget the semicolon. Now this should draw a green rectangle from 0, 0 to 150, 150 in my canvas, if I haven't made any mistakes. So I'll go over to the exercise, this my rectangles.html page that I already have open in a browser, and refresh, and yep, good, it worked. I've got a green rectangle there. What else does the exercise say to do? It says to display 4 different size rectangles. It's okay with me if you copy and so we'll use copy and paste to do the next 3 rectangles. I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to make another canvas in this example. Later on you'll learn how to add to an existing canvas, but just to keep life simple, let's make a new canvas for our next rectangle. So I'm going to copy that first canvas tag, paste it, but I'll name this one My Canvas 2. I'm going to copy and paste the JavaScript code, and this time I'm referring to My Canvas 2, so variable canvas is referring to My Canvas 2. We could make this variable called Canvas 2. Why not? And we could call this context 2. Context 2 fill style. Up here, make sure you change it to Canvas 2. So I decided to name this new variable Canvas 2. It's referring to ID My Canvas 2 that I created up here. My Canvas 2. I'm making context 2, which is referring to Canvas 2. Context 2 has a fill style that I'll change. Context.fillRect, I'll change that size as well. So my first rectangle was green. I think I'll make this next rectangle blue. So this rectangle will have 0 red, 0 green, but I'll give it a lot of blue, CC for blue, and I'll make it smaller. I'll make it the XY coordinates for the starting position will be 0, 0, but the opposite corner of the rectangle will have XY coordinates 100, 100. Let's see how that looks. Oh, previous example I did earlier. It's already there. Okay, good. Good. So we've got 2 different size rectangles, but the exercise says we need to make 4 different size rectangles. Okie doke, let's copy paste again because I'm a bit lazy. So I'll copy my canvas tag again. Paste it. This time I'll call it my canvas 3. I'll copy and paste the JavaScript code. This time I'm making a variable called canvas 3. You can name it whatever you want, but just to show you that we are talking about different variables in different canvases, I'm using different names. I'll call this one, this variable, context 3. It will refer to canvas 3. I'll make a context 3, and I'll make a fill rect using context 3. So I've got a green one, I've got a blue one. Let's make this one red. So I'll have CC for the red component, RG will be 0, 0, and the blue is 0, 0. So I should have a red rectangle. I want to make this one even smaller, so I'll make the opposite. I'll make it start at 0, 0 and finish at the opposite corner at 75, 75. Let's see if that works. Yes, good. So I've got 3 rectangles. I need 1 more according to the exercise. So again, I'm just going to copy paste because I'm lazy. This time I'll make ID my canvas 4. I'll copy and paste my JavaScript. I'm going to make a variable called canvas 4 referring to the ID my canvas 4. I'll make a context 4. It will use canvas 4. Context 4 fill style I will change, and context 4 fill rect I will change. So what do you reckon? Let's make a purple one for the last one. So purple is made of red and blue, so I want some red, no green, but some blue. It should make a purple of some kind. And I want this one to be even smaller, so I'll make 0, 0 starting corner, and the opposite XY coordinates for the opposite corner will be 50, 50. Let's see how that looks. Okay, good. You know what? I'd like to put words under it. It'd be nicer if I put these all below each other. So, oh, it doesn't matter. We'll put the words beside them. So in the lesson, the exercise said, make each rectangle a different color. We did that. Include an H1 heading at the top of the page. Oh, we better do that before we forget. So up at the top of the page, I'm going to make an H1 heading. H1 is an HTML tag. So up here, after the open body tag, I'm going to, right after that opening body tag, before any canvases are created. So up here at the beginning of the body section of the HTML page, I'm going to put angle bracket H1 angle bracket. I will be using an angle bracket /H1 to close that tag. This is an HTML tag. Whatever words I put between H1 and /H1 will appear at the top of the browser page with our own words in it. You can put whatever you want here. My first HTML5 and JavaScript exercise. Whatever. If you refresh your exercise page, you should see those words at the top of the page. Beautiful. And the lesson also says